con nhớ chữ cái đầu tiên không đi?
Con nhớ chữ 3 chữ cái đầu tiên là N A C N.
A C N.
Ừ.
Lấy mụn cho con nha, mấy dụng cụ cô làm là dùng riêng hết cho từng khách nha.
Thật đáng sợ.
5 miếng nhắm mắt. Giờ muốn hết mụn con phải cố gắng lên.
Trước thì mẹ làm, giờ tới con.
Nói chị không làm hả chị?
Khách. Không, cho nó làm đi. Trước em còn nhiều hơn nữa. Có quay hình ảnh lại luôn nè.
Dạ.
Lúc đó hình như bạn này cũng quay rồi, xong rồi gửi cho mình nè.
Quay lại là chắc cũng nhiều dữ lắm á.
Nhiều. Con cái clip đó. Xong rồi đi bao nhiêu lần á, trời chịu khó chạy tới chạy lui đi ra ngoài.
Bé từ bữa giờ lấy được một lần hả chị?
Từ cái thời điểm đó là không nhớ là cái thời điểm đó là có sức cái gì không, hình như không có sức cái gì hay sao ấy, có cái bụng hay sao. Rồi giờ cho ai coi lại cái da lúc đó cũng thấy gớm hết trơn. Thấy làm rồi.
Ủa? Chị đó hả?
Đúng rồi.
Đất ơi.
Ghê ha. Ghê, tàn nhẫn bé này còn chưa là gì nữa.
Giờ nay sao nay nhà đẹp dữ vậy? Nhận không ra chị luôn á.
Dạ đó, hồi xưa đó Thủy làm nè, xong rồi bé Quỳnh làm. Bé Quỳnh giờ nó mở tiệm ở trên đó rồi đó.
Dạ hả?
Trên
Nó nhắn tin cho chị hả?
ở trên chung cư nào ở quận 9 hay sao á, có nhắn tin.
Mụn nè, gom được nhiêu đây rồi nè.
Vậy là nó có gom đúng không?
Em gom với nó đâu gom. Em gom nặng cho nó nè. Cái này mà gom gì nổi vậy? Này nó nằm ẩn cái da mà.
Nó đâu có đẩy lên.
Mới cớt gì vậy cô?
Mụn nó rớt trên tay cô xuống á.
Gì gớm vậy?
Con nhắm mắt lại.
Ngắm miệng, ngậm miệng lại nó rớt ở trong họng bây giờ. Mấy này học lên cấp 2 rồi, học dữ quá.
Không có thời gian.
Khuya luôn á, học mà tới khuya, đi học thêm về rồi học tới khuya luôn bởi vì.
Học tới khuya luôn hả?
Đúng rồi, trễ lắm. Bạn cũng tội. Do trường điểm.
Rồi cái cầm nó quá trời luôn vậy.
Nổi tiếng đúng không chị?
Nó bị viêm luôn, đúng rồi.
Giống em không hồi lâu rồi đúng không?
Nó bị viêm luôn à.
Đấy là giống em hồi lâu nên đúng không? Thôi đừng gồng, để con làm.
Cố lên con.
Cố lên kìa. Lấy gồng là hết thôi. Nhà sao cũng ráng lặn lội xuống đây.
Xuống đây là đáng đồng tiền bắt gạo rồi.
Mẹ hết mà, thôi con không hết được đúng không? Hình như đợt đó không có sức gì luôn á. Chỉ có nặng ra xong rồi rửa nước muối hay sao á.
Thả lỏng cái con nhăn quá à nè. Nó bị co da lại cô khó lấy ra, nó không có. Con thả lỏng được nha. Nhỏ lớn nhiều quá trời nè. Nhiều quá nè.
My name is, and I'm 31 years old and currently a financial advisor at an investment firm in Seattle. I don't like showing off, I hate waste, and I absolutely never live beyond my means. My coworkers like to joke that I'm the woman who lives inside a spreadsheet. Booty don't mind, because I know that every dollar I save today is the foundation of the freedom I'll have tomorrow. I'm the youngest of two sisters. My older sister Vanessa is 4 years older than me. If me childhood was like blank pages tucked away in a corner drawer, hers was a glossy comic book displayed right in the middle of the living room. Bright, celebrated, and constantly cherished, Vanessa was always the center of attention. Golden hair, a dazzling smile, and a voice that could stop a Rubicon conversation. My parents never admitted it, but the favoritism was always there, like a glossy coat over every decision made in our house, from the first bike, the overseas trip, to a high school graduation party that looked like a full-blown banquet. Everything was for Vanessa. Me, a quiet dinner with a well, as long as you pass kind of toast was considered enough. Vanessa got married early, just a year after graduating college. Her husband Nathan is a civil engineer in construction. They have 2 kids, Ellie, who's 8, and Brandon, who's 5. Their small family currently lives in a 2-bedroom apartment downtown, where the sounds of traffic and complaints about rent rise like background noise every week. At family gatherings, Vanessa often complains that she's exhausted from juggling everything, that the kids don't have enough space to grow, and that Seattle is slowly swallowing their whole life. I never impair, but sometimes the contrast I just too start to ignore while they struggle with rising expenses. I, even living modestly, maintain a stable and peaceful life. I rent a small apartment in the suburbs owned by the parents of Jenny, my best friend from college. They rent it to me. for half the market rate because they trust me, and I've never let them down. I spend most of my time alone working remotely became a routine after the pandemic. I love the quiet feeling of sitting in front of my laptop with a bookshelf of finance books behind me, a warm cup of tea to my right, and a window view of trees shifting with the seasons. I don't need much. I dream of a small house with a garden where I can grow herbs, listen to birds in the morning, and maybe bake on weekends. I spent nearly 7 years saving for that dream. No eating out more than 3 times a month, no shopping unless it's on the need list. No credit card debt, no buying a new car if the old one still works. I turn down fancy vacations for hiking trips through the Olympic Mountains. People call me an extreme minimalist, but I call it the freedom to choose. I've never blamed my parents for favoring Vanessa, but I learned early on that if I didn't plan my life, no one else would. And that's exactly why when the dream of my own home started to feel within reach, I never expected the storm that followed the one named my family last week. After reviewing the balance in my 3 savings accounts, housing, investment, and emergency, I knew I was ready. Not maybe another year would be better ready, but truly ready, enough for a down payment, enough for the fees, and enough to cover the mortgage for years to come without sacrificing my way of living. The evening I went to my parents' house for dinner. As usual, a Sunday gathering with barbecue, garlic bread, and conversations that usually revolved around the kids' school, gas prices, or the latest issue Vanessa had with her washing machine. I wasn't planning to say anything. The plan was to stay quiet, finalize everything, and then share boutos. I scrolled through property listings while waiting for dessert. An image popped up, a little wooden house with a wide porch and a sun-drenched garden. Andy couldn't help but smile. What's making you smile like that? Vanessa asked, setting her orange juice down. I looked up, hesitated, then decided to be on STM house hunting, planning to buy next month. Silence, as if I just admitted it had a secret life in Alaska. My mom set her fork down with deliberate sound. Buying a house by yourself? Yes, I've been planning this for a long time. I want somewhere peaceful, close to nature, not too far from the city, but away from all the honking and traffic. My dad raised any brow. Vanessa stared at me like I just announced I was buying a spaceship. Enemy, Mom said in that voice that sounded like concern, but felt like a command. Son, just think about yourself like this. Buying a house is a big deal. You should have at least talked to us first. He kept calm. Mom, I've been saving for 7 years. It's my money. I didn't borrow from anyone. I'm not in debt. Vanessa jumped in, her voice a bit louder than usual. I'm not saying you can't buy a house, but you need to think ahead. A house should have space for others, not just for living alone forever. And who exactly are the others here? I asked, half joking. No one answered, but the exchanged glances between my mom and Vanessa made me uneasy. The next night, I was preparing financial documents for the mortgage application. I got a text from my mom. I just spoke with Miss Karen at church. There's a beautiful house in Cedar Ridge, 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, big backyard for the kids to run around. He'll send you the link. Then came a flood of messages from Vanessa. You have to check this one out. Great school district, supermarket nearby, even has a home office. If you get that place, we could visit more often. I looked at the giant living room, the hotel-like kitchen with 2 refrigerators inside. Thanks, but I am looking for something smaller and quieter. Vanessa replied with just one word. Why? I didn't respond. 3 days later, during lunch break, my mom called, excitement in her voice. Sweetie, I just saw the house on Maple Street. The owners are moving soon. They're slashing the price. The master has a balcony and 2 small bedrooms, perfect for kids. You've get to see it. I closed my eyes for a second and replied as gently as I could, Mom, I really don't need that much space. I don't have kids, and I'm not planning to have anyone move in all day. You'll want to, she argued, and even if not, Vanessa and the kids could come stay on weekends. They need the space. An apartment is way too cramped. That's when it hit me. The pieces fell into place. Hence the exchange looks at dinner, the family-friendly listings. None of it was random. They didn't just want me to buy a house. They wanted me to buy one for the man I knew. If I stayed silent, if I went along just to avoid upsetting anyone, it'd be giving up the most precious thing I'd built my entire adult life, a life that was truly mine. I signed the contract for me dream home. On a bright April morning, a two-bedroom wooden house, nestled among the pine trees north of Everett, about